Initiating match. Sorry, it reset my defaults. I knew I was talking for ages, but I wasn't saying shit. No, my computer reset my audio inputs. Yeah. That's embarrassing. Okay. Little ducks walk in, they see the comp they're playing against, and they decide that maybe it's a bit cringe. They back off, they're back to spawn, they're playing full dive with this Kiri Lucio backline. They're gonna run out of resources pretty quick. Especially if something like that happens. Topsy just gets kind of flattened by Bones, right? Who's just poking and farming up their damage. And they get one of their pause. Fair enough. Curious what this pause is about. Yeah, that's a goof on my part. That's just kind of stupid. Normally I get an observer to do it, who's got a delay on. This time I just like checked the box too late, so I didn't end up going, because I'm observing myself. That's not my cleverest move, I'll put it that way. It's not my cleverest move at all. Happens. It's life. But hopefully we get it unpaused relatively soon. It'll probably just be waiting for my delay to go live so they can actually see I have ungoofed it. Such is life. Okay, here we go. IBHD, kill onto Aku. Bones takes care of NRG. And now we can properly set up if you're GT3. I'm not sure about the Winston into this comp. Like, if you can easily take a controller first, second choke, then fair enough. But I don't know. I feel like you just take too much damage on the walk-in. On the wider angles, maybe. But even then, you're just going to get spammed out. Aku finds out the hard way as she goes down. Rock? Yeah, won't connect, but Booga's just working the front line right now. Pretty comfortable so far. I will say, though, Lil Ducks probably want to play for Mayo's Kitsune Rush. They'll be online in just a second. And they just don't have a counter right now. Do GT3. At least they have some damage coming through onto Jinx, but it won't matter too much in the end. The Kitsune will be the pressure cycle that they need to actually crack this hold. Bones, yeah. Not long for this world. End of the day, though, they did spend one. And the ults of GT3 are going to be better. Flux, Orbital Ray, Overclock. All the ults that you really want to see. So, what do you do into this fight is the real question, in my opinion. What's your way of cracking this fight open? Because the only kind of silver lining is that GTB is still relatively far away from this sound barrier. Not really had a chance to farm, nor damage, nor healing. Bob, on timing, does catch a bit of a slam up. Booga knocks significantly lower and ends up falling. So, it seems like it just hit a bob onto Booga. Fair enough. Really can't hate on the results, and an incredibly efficient fight win comes through. GTB still not having that beat yet, meaning that if you go really fast with your blade, go for like an aggro beat blade combo, then you might not be able to respond. But we'll have to wait and see, realistically. Okay. They take all this space for free is kind of my issue. The Ray forces the point. We see a beat come through to allow them to stall it for as long as possible, but yeah, oh, I thought that rock connected. The Ray will kind of expire at about the same time. MBHD's ripping that overclock and takes care of Aku fastly. A rail onto Mayo as well, great success. And as she has the blade pulled, but fluxed up and slammed down. A double kill coming through from Booga, who's looking to do his best to close out this fight. There we go, a three-piece at the end of things. Fantastic work from the GT3 tank, the longest tenured member of this roster by far. And because of that, we'll likely be being tied up 1-2-1. Rock up. Yeah, Jinx is obliterated. Absolutely flattened. No chance to even try and escape there. With 3% left to go as well, that's surely going to be it. Surely there's nothing else for Little Ducks to say. I mean, Boo does rock a wall, but it just does not matter in the end. How many gifted for Lamau Loiban? Like, I really haven't got that far in, even. I have not deeped it. Like, one? I'll do it for a Scooby snack, I can't even lie. Thanks, Yukino. Merit for the followers, by the way. Very kind of you. Okay. Can you just ban for me, please? Well, ban Lottie for you. I haven't got that far. I suppose I'll read chat in a bit. It's on 2-minute delay, by the way, so I won't be able to be as chat interactive as usual. Okay, we walled off the one member, I think. Oh, Mayo has no chance at all. Maybe get a second as well, if Booga's able to stabilize. Doing his best just to stay in the fight. You'd be, I would say low resource, but not to be. Very interesting. Okay, energy slammed out, but not dead just yet. Instead, it will be top as he goes down. Yeah, as right now, it is just about whoever makes the fewest mistakes will find success. It's about outlasting your position more than going for anything super aggro by the looks of things. So far, GT3 have the advantage. They're +1, now +2 as Jinx as well falls. Okay, the beat does make it awkward. By the way, beat before the fight's even unlocked is crazy, especially considering GCV is only at, what, 75% of his own? Bones tries to live, but won't be allowed to. Can't believe they lost that as well.
Let's show him some air power. Establishing aerial position.
Oh, I should go. But this is getting so chaotic. So back and forth, but it seems like it's still the Ducks who can hold control of the point. Bones surely can kill Akko here. Surely Akko dies, and she will. Bones kind of trolls going that low altitude and is taken down to 40% now in their favor. Give it a taste on sub. Thanks so much, Caesar. I will ban Lossie at the nearest convenience. Where is she? Here it is. You know, I'll be kind. She can get timeout for indefinitely. She's indefinitely timed out. It's for a good cause. I respect it. Dude, GCP Bones is just forcing the cart like indefinitely. Like, I thought they were gonna try and clear him eventually, and they will. He'll be able to live on 11 points of HP, whilst his team still just gets involved. Not able to actually get that flip, though. Obviously, last fight territory here. We see a loss, then that could be it. Bones chunks Jinx down. 400 HP lost in an instant, but not enough to actually get the elimination. Oh, come on. GTV, I thought we'd be dead there for sure. In the meantime, NRG is the one who's falling. Topsy needs to hit a rail and doesn't, unfortunately. That should mean that, I was going to say Bones had him dead to rights, but instead Maya is able to help him out. Topsy, yeah, no chance there, though. 30% already accrued. Plenty more work for them to do. Your little ducks, you're not sweating too much. You only need one fight to close out the map. You got beat. You got downpour. You know, GCB is pretty far away from his own sound barrier. This is pretty chill for him. Okay, NRG goes in. There's the beat. There's the raise, the repressure. Downpour obliterates Hayabusa. NRG's caught and surely should be traded. Indeed, that's a positive here for GT3. Bones continues to just lob rockets in. Looking to take care of, again, Akufasle, but she'll be able to escape with her tail between her legs. Heavy ult trade between both of these two teams, but when all is said and done, it's going to be GT3 who are in control. They're going to have ult advantage heading into this next fight. Well, it's going to be marginal, actually. But I think having the lead on the OC, having the beat, just makes it a little bit easier for them. And, of course, these defender sidelines are so nice. Jinx has to eat so much damage. Bones does flub his fly, which means that maybe he'll get caught, but in the end, it just means his resources aren't as optimized as he'd like. Oh, Top Z has no chance at all as Bones just barrages to NRG. Not long for this world. It's just Jinx and Mayo left to try and find anything at all, and soon it'll just be Jinx. NB does get taken down by that block, but it doesn't matter in the end. It's 1-0 when all is said again against GT3 is not a job. Nicely done from him. Okay, let's update the score so far. There we go. But they started a little bit slower than they'd want. And then they slowly warmed up into the map. Like I mentioned, I thought it would be pretty one-sided, but it ended up being more competitive actually than I would have expected. So great effort from them. Here we go. So now we can take a look at what's going to happen in map number 2 in just a second. Just going through the bans, then we can have a gander about what's actually happening. Oh, I love waiting for bans. We also can't see what map it is because they haven't updated the UI yet, but it'll come with time, I hope. Hope it gets fixed in a minute. Alright, there's Master League, so they'll be having OWCS style bans. So now that, what was it, Cass and Ram are out the picture, then they can now be played. I think it was GT3 who banned Cass? I can't even remember now. My memory's appalling, unfortunately. But we got map number 2 coming in. It's going to be Diva and Anna on a Dorado. So they want to play, what, Hasball, Winston are your options. It's pretty reasonable. Anna kind of forces you into a Juno Kiri backline. These bans, purely stylistic, realistically. But we'll probably continue to see this tour come out from Bones. It's working out pretty nicely for him. And, like I mentioned, we've got Dorado up next. There we go. Okay. This message is answered. Look at the game. Defensive for GT3. So I need to swap my sides. There we go. They'll be, as I mentioned, starting on the defense. Little Ducks on the attack. I assume we're going to see basically the full mirror. GCP wants to go towards the brig. The Lucio makes a little bit more sense when you're attacking because you can't defend the high ground as much. But other than that, it seems like basically the full dupe. Oh no, energy's on the Genji as well, so you get slightly stronger hits. So far, we're kind of just poking back and forth. Booga gets a big slash onto the high ground. So for now, he's been able to hold it down. Just waiting for a peak to come through, realistically, that hasn't just yet. A lot of the railguns being lobbed back and forth. Jinx kind of isolated here. And goes down incredibly low. So too does NRG. GCB's shield breaks, but won't be traded out. Great healing coming through from Hayabusa to keep everybody alive. And when all's said and done here, looks like it's going to be the first fight in favor of GT3. It's 45 seconds off the bank already. And we just go straight into the reset. Wait for another fight to come around. Obviously, most leads and the ults that matter coming through from GT3, but that won't matter for the next engagement, very likely. Booga's the probably most likely to charge it up because he's just getting been stuck in on cooldown, right? But this time, MBHD is on the receiving end of exactly that. It's flattened. And with GTB as well falling, I'd assume that GT3 just don't have much chance here. They need to find a trade, a miracle one, in fact. And they just don't have the capabilities for it. A double dink from Bones would be nice, and a jagged slash from Booga, but neither comes through. He's going to wall and die on cart. And at the end of the day, it means that GT3 probably going to have to kind of sprint to get even towards the end of the objective, right? Like, it's kind of far. Why is this not working? Do this. There we go. Okay, let's cap through. So only one fight. Then like a minute and a half, minute and 3/4 burn isn't appalling for GT3, but you want more. We mirror the Hassles. Boogas is an attempt to force a disengage, and in that it will find success. So we just go 1-4 on the trade. Okay, big slash connecting. But no actual kill. Booga is in so deep, he needs to be able to survive. The Orbis Ray makes it hard, he just can't wall climb far enough. GT3 without their tank, without their captain, and with energy finding a double deflect, then they're going to tuck their tails between their legs and run. So far, it's been Lil Ducks kind of steamrolling all throughout Dorado. Gargantuan time bank. And something that you can't really play with right now. Just, not even in it. Unfortunately for him. Okay, Booga's on the ball. This is going to be curious. MBHD swings with OC and is able to get the first onto Topsy, but does he need more than that? I feel like he does. No matter. Shinx also falls, and as MBHD pushes backline, then the rest of his team will be able to clean up the car, and so a necessary stop has been found here. It was pretty spenny. They spent 4 ults looking at it now, so they are pretty skinned. It does so end up that we do see on the attacking side of things just the blade that is active. And maybe a Hazel in the future. A rail pick, though, would be absolutely fantastic here. So all the pressure onto MBHD to see what he can connect. The smash of damage onto Jinx is going to buy them time. But more so than that, you'd really love a pick. They see Topsy's relatively low. See Topsy has some charge. Oh, that could have been it. NRG knocked down to a sliver of HP, and Bones finds a rivet into his skull. Great combo of the slam, the rail, and the good old-fashioned Torbjorn. And that is going to buy them the time that they desperately need. Booga will be able to finish off his ult off the back of this, as he's just been rolling around in the back line, looking for boops. Won't be able to find them. Maybe he can get a kill onto Mayo, but maybe not. The blade no longer such a threat. Booga has to see what he can do on the ball. As he goes for a slam onto the back line. They're all going to be softened up. Not so much about that. The mines to restrict the movement of the blade aren't going to be able to save MBHD, nor will they detonate as Topsy. Just kills 3. That's kind of ridiculous, right? I mean, I don't know how he's got that 3-piece on that Sojin, but you can't really argue with the results. Let's see what Booga has left for us as the fight begins to be warmed up. Don't seem like too much. Topsy as well rips the OC off the respawns, trying to stop the remaining members of GT3 from stalling out time, but he won't be able to find much. Mayo uses the Ray, so Jinx invests the downpour. Bones, though, doesn't seem to think it's over just yet, so gets most of Molten Core down. It just makes the movement so awkward. Mayo tries to get some support and support damage. The missiles will be there in time. Take care of Hayabusa, but not before the Ray will be popped. These respawns are so brutal, so back and forth. The timeline getting lower and lower. But surely Booga being that low means that it's going to be it. Oh, Bones gets hit again by the missiles. Great value in terms of damage coming from Mayo. And with Booga as well falling, that should be it. Curtains in terms of the second point for GT3. Okay, another swap. Booga's onto the Sigma. What looks the most comfortable for them in the past. And so hopefully something that's that again. Okay, Booga, what you got for us, mate? NBHD, though, with the overclock is probably what they're building this fight plan around. They know Akko is the beat. But Booga instantly drops off high ground. Wants no part in that. But kind of will be ignored. There's OC popped. There we go. But he's not finding just yet. Mayo, okay, at least goes down, and so too does NRG. A necessary double kill here. But we do need to see a little bit more than that to make this actually become a one fight as GTV falls. Of course, many members were already down a little bit earlier than that. And so all it's going to do is blunt this next fight as they wait for the respawns to come through. Jinx still low. So they can't really push up. They have to back up once those respawns do come through. Okay, MBHD. No chance. OC, ripped. Beat comes through. What have we got from the opposing Sojourn? Bones dead already. Booga, not low, so that's Kinetic Grasp out. Mayo does go down, and closer spawns for the defenders does mean that they are in with more than a chance. Rail could have been everything there, but unfortunately not connecting. Booga goes really, really low here. Surely going to go down. Doesn't just yet. Aku fastly trades out for Topsy. Jinx is just 100 HP and can't reach the health pack before GTB comes to gank him. Some value out of the Irish Lucio. And a stop found. 15 seconds left to go. A touch is going to be a necessity here. To get overtime started. So there it is. Nice and easy there. He's able to save the recall. So he's got a second and a third touch. Raised through already. So Booga's forced to grasp back. The pulse gets good damage. But a flux coming through, combined with the Ray, is going to do plenty of damage. Oodles of it, in fact. The Rock one-shots NRG. And the Hyperspheres are more than enough for the remaining members of Lil Ducks. A super, super strong start from them. But in the end, Bones and Booga are able to put a stop here on the point number 3. And now GT3 know how far they have to push things up. Very manageable for Lil Ducks to hold this, if I do say so myself. But, you know, flip side of things. This is winnable for both sides, I think. Again, it's coming closer than maybe I thought. Okay. Considering we see Hasmir map point 1 and 2, I kind of expect to see that again. No reason to change things up. Remember, it was GCB on the Brig and Akufast Lear playing the Lucio, and I kind of do expect that to change as well, as they're kind enough to punctuate my points. And it's also going to be Bones continuing on the Torb, NRG continuing on the Tracer. Gotta say, not a choice I'm massively in love with. The Tracer into the Torb just feels so cringe, but if you're confident Tobsy can break every turret, then fair enough. But I do think, at least in terms of my gut feeling, there has been a gap in terms of the value. Bones just finding a little bit more than his counterpart. You can... Okay, cool. I thought they patched those doorways, but that's cool. Good to know. Good to know. Okay, GTV on the Mercy for the Widow Spawn shot that will not be presented. And so they're going to be swapping back momentarily, I'd expect. There we go. So MBHG can now swing out on the Sojourn. As Aku... just hard marks the left flank. Okay. there's the turret down. So that's the go button for NRG to get involved, should he so wish. But just poking back and forth, waiting for an opportunity that has not as of yet presented itself. MBHG does go for a bit of a low value slide, if I do say so myself, and High gets caught out on that rotate. Bones at least finds a trade, but at 1 point of HP there, he just has no more chance of finding value. Oh, that could have been the kill. Topsy's just so low, but unfortunately missing all of his bits and bobs means that there's just not much chance for MBHD. The Hyperspheres in this enclosed space are just chunking down most of Lil Ducks, but very few kills actually going in favor of GT3 means that they can't keep this up forever. Jinx is back on the Winston against the Hazard. That it is against the Sigma. Sorry, it is a relatively strong pick, but in the frontline trade, you're still going to get absolutely blended. MBHD shows them that firsthand, and puts a nice little 2-piece together to close out point 1. About the equal time bank. I think they've got 15, 20 more seconds to GT3, but right now they're just matching the pace of their opposition. 5 minutes through second point does sound pretty pleasurable to have. But they're going to build this probably around farming the Booga Flux, knowing they've got a huge lead against Aku's beat. That could be a huge pain point for the guys at Lil Ducks to try and deal with. MBHD will be able to back off. Full charge rail that is going to keep NRG very much on notice. Booga just pokes towards the high ground. That Flux now available. See if he decides to just rip it now as he is low. But no, instead they go with the Orbital Ray, which has much the same effect of Booga killing absolutely everybody. And Lil Ducks being sent back to spawn in a clean sweep. Aku, the last player to die. And she'll hit the deck as well. So that was a nice little piece of tempo as well. You got the 1 ult out. You can't just Flux now. Obviously, there's the beat online. But you still have maybe an ult advantage, but a decent ult matchup. OC, Primal, Beat, V, basically everything bar the Orbital Ray. There's the OC. Rock won't connect. We see the rally come out from GCB to try and live, but it won't find success. If you can trade it, then maybe there's something to be said here. But if not, you're 5v4 and you just don't have much of an opportunity. Booga's got no wall charge, and they've got to try and figure out how to retake higher ground. A high walk seems to be the solution. Kinetic Grasp being used just to finish off that particle barrier, or experimental barrier's HP, sorry. Rock won't connect once again. Flux onto the blade, whiffs entirely! And so Energy will be able to swing to his heart's content, but he just can't reach higher until is able to get there in time. So, surely this is Lil Ducks being able to clean things up. At the end of the day, they do spend basically everything. But in their next fight, it's going to be Torvald v the Kitsune Rush. Pretty good matchup, all things considered. A massive GT3 head, as God intended, my man. As God intended, Con. GCV poked out a little bit already. He's going to do his best to stay alive, as he has been one of the quieter ones, I think, for GT3. Kitsune down them. No Torvald as a countermeasure, though. They just want to try and eco this fight if they can. GCB doing a great job of staying alive here, actually. NRG can't really find a catch onto anybody. Booga's just been forcing the cart this entire time. Oh, what a rock. NRG, lucky be alive. But alive he will be. Bones, the same could not be said. That's your Torvald removed. They want to Ray anyway. They want to keep fighting this. NRG, oh, gets hit with a rocket around the edge of that deflect. And damage as well onto Topsy means that, I mean, a lack of damage dealers for the side of Lil Ducks means that they'll be able to keep on pushing forward. They'll have better time bank as well than their opponents if they end up capping things out. What a rock. Actually, just stopping the recontest. They'll be able to get a touch, surely. There it is. But they got the Torvald just to make it borderline impossible. Nobody can stand particularly close to the cart. They manage to find some pockets of safety, but they see 9. They see 9 and Beast engage in. GT3 now can just die. It literally does not matter. Energy dies as well to the calm. But Bones with a double kill. And GT3 with closer spawns have now got time to head into that second point. A fight and a half needed inside of 3 minutes. This is more than doable for GT3. We'll leave them up 1-0. Or 2-0 even. Booga. Still under cart. Still not going for anything creative. Sometimes you see tanks go for the high ground clear. Oh, Bones, you gotta do your best to stay alive. Booga's Flux. Plenty of damage onto Jinx, but no more than that. A rocket to energy. Was he even aiming for that? I don't know, honestly. I didn't seem like it, but they'll take a gift like that any day of the week. Mayo Kitsu's the backline. We see a rally come out of GTB to attempt to brawl things out. Mayo's down low. You got one more bash that you can't expend to get a stun, but a whip onto Mayo gets that kill. Cart's getting closer and closer to capping things out. We'll see Orbital Ray pops already as Topsy, a dead man walking, and dead now. Blade doesn't even have a chance to get stuck in. And he tries it anyway, but at the cost of his life, no second touch can come through. That's GT3 up 2-0. Lovely work for the, as of yet, still undefeated team. And now, just one map away from completing 3-0 v Lil Ducks. What's this going to do? There we go. Whoa, damn. It's been fun so far. See if I can get my stats up, actually. See if you can see exactly. Here we go. Okay, let's do some quick stats watch. Let's see exactly how everyone's been doing until we get an exit invite. So map number 1, MBHD was struggling a little bit. 25 limbs, pretty nice. Dude, I'd be feel so bad if I was Topsy. I was finding impact, but unfortunately enough. Booga's leading the lobby in damage, 16k, fair enough. Round 2. 10 deaths for Bones, who had a bit of a stinker. Energy, the only player to do worse, but Tracer into Dorp, I've been there before. That shit sucks balls. Anyone do particularly well? Hayabusa. 6 deaths. That's always impressive. And 30 limbs for Jinx, Bones, and Buka. So this is a much more competitive one. Again, it's just the flex DPS who are going to be under a lot of scrutiny. That's kind of just going to happen. Waiting on the next bans to come through. So we'll see them in a little bit, and then we'll be able to go straight in. So Sigma and Juno on Suravasa. Sigma was a very reasonable ban because Buga's been microwaving them on it. Juno just makes it a little bit harder to play, like, really brawly stuff, I guess. So we'll probably see more downtime in this actual game. Is my gut feeling. But we'll have to just wait and see. Let's get that sorted. There we go. Okay, back in game. Back at it again at Krispy Kreme. Oh, I'm sorry that wasn't funny. Look, we're on Suravasa. This map's gonna get reworked soon for some god fucking forsaken reason. I don't know why, you don't know why, but it's gonna be reworked. We're gonna see some different looks here. Well, actually, you probably won't, but it will end up playing a little bit differently. In terms of the comps, they're gonna be probably mirrored out. Because Topsy's on the Symmetra, they probably have to go for the right door. I think it is. And indeed they will. They will be losing out on some of their Sojourn scaling in exchange for taking the TP, which is fair enough if you think your Soldier's worse, if you want to play Morphe or Has. But all the faith seems to be in NBHD. So they don't go for the TP at all. Oh no, they're sticky on the Sim. They just want to hard burn the front line. They want to go on this kind of Has counter comp. See what Buga can do to counteract that. So lowest value teleporter I've seen in a while. I think it's round as well to boot. Not the start that you're looking for if you're Topsy on your Symmetra journey. Owens does a good job just pushing up. Buga does go in a little bit too deep though and still will get eliminated. And then you're just going to back up if you're the remaining members of GT3. Topsy seems like he was able to ramp a full beam on him. Okay, Booga's back. And Jinx this time is the one who's maybe going to watch himself. Yeah, not able to stay alive for long enough. With the Has down for Lil Ducks. Surely that's going to be it. NRG tries his best to keep it active. And Booga going on both of these DPS is just, it's a heartbreak. It's tragic for his HP. We're trading back and forth. It's still going. It's so damn close. Booza, you got to clutch things out, mate, but you're on 29 points of HP. And the passive reader is going to come down in time. All he achieves is staggering himself out. That is crazy. Could have been everything, but Booga just puts his hands a little bit too deep in the cookie jar.
Let's go.
And because of that, they will now have just one more chance to try and get a recontest. Okay, he's in early, down to 150 points of HP, and he's dead again. He's playing so aggro. That's kind of his playstyle, right? When you're playing into a comp like this, with no Juno as well, it just isn't going to work for you. So 100-0 here. Lil Duck seems to have finally found the combination of bans that are going to find success for them. And they can only hope that on the next Flashpoint, things work out a little bit better if you are GT3. Holy hell. Poking back and forth. Seems like Booga has somewhat learned from his lesson over aggression. But speaking of aggression, it's now the Little Duck's time to get aggro. Try and brawl it out. We trade back and forth. The B v the Torble. Now OC from MBHD. But, yeah, just stands on the Torble of NRG. And that is going to spell it again for GT3. Just a total lack of success here in Server. So, going to get a Prash buff going for him.
Under my protection.
Someone ring him up for it. Oh, Booga's just dead. He's cleansed nothing at all. Haya's just trolled his brains out. Things just keep on working in favor of Lil Ducks. MBHD trades for AccuFast. Liz spawns are much closer for GT3, but they were fighting so far off the point that everybody's going to be respawned when we're set up. Makes the walk a smidgen easier, at least. That's the silver lining they're going to have to play for. Seems like we'll walk up this right side. We got the beat for if it should be needed. Heavy engage onto NRG. The beats just pop there for HP. Going to catch all 5 members. And a boop onto Jinx will at least force his leap out. Okay, they find the flip. All it takes is a beat. Their opponent's eco fight, but at the end of the day, you get an extension here, so you'll take it if you're GT3. The first fight win of this point, even. Or of this map, even. Okay, we'll see how it works now. They've got the Pharah, so they can poke even harder than with the Torb. It's even more about just punishing the front line. Plus, it's pretty good at breaking NRG's turrets, of course. Not many people who can hard mark Bones. As indeed we see. Hazel comes through, but won't catch on anybody. Topsy, very low. The trades are so far stereo, but they will be favoring the side of Lil Ducks. GT3 needs to find a way back in, and they're just not. Bones do his best to tuck his tail between his legs and run, but it seems like somewhat of a wasted point of effort energy as his overload expires. Is going to be reaching 2 flashpoints up before reverse sweep going to be needed if GT3 are to complete the 3-0. Bones, I'm not sure about that one, Chief. I guess he like rocketed the floor, low HP, so he could reset faster? I don't know. We'll have to see that again at some point. Torp spam, so far not connecting. But that's the thing with Torp. You get periods of down and periods of up. You really love one of those periods of up. Barrage comes through from Bones. Plenty of damage, but just the 1 kill in this Kitsune rush. Then Booga is doing what he can to get involved. Running into the jagged wall isn't going to net him as much as he wants, we'll say. And the reload will mean he can't heal for a while long enough so the actual kill comes through. But they're able to get first cap. Surely he's found the solution with the Malga, one of his better heroes. Great pick there onto NRG. They're going to wait for their Malga, though. So Haya's going to stall out for as long as he can. And then back when he can't. Booga's here in time. No run means you can't go aggro. But you can just minimize how much damage you take. Be body on the cart. And with perks, there's going to be 2 bodies in the cart now. And now the fight can really get into it. Kitsu to help Booga play. And that's exactly what he's going to do his best to do. NRG dead instantly. Yeah, I mean, therefore, you might as well just run into them some more. Doesn't go for the stomp. Didn't think it could connect. And Topsy was maybe going to be allowed to live for it before Haya finds a kunai into his body. They push up onto Jinx. And off the back of that, we'll be able to leave. I've seen them reverse sweep here before, but they need to do it again. Cage comes through. Or will in a second. The Deadeye is going to be somewhat mitigated. The Stam is not going to connect. And the downpour will, but inside of the cage it just doesn't matter, surely. Yeah, the Dragon Booga is still tanking, but it's good enough to mop up a 3-piece. And the first of the reverse sweep has been found. Still 2 more going to be needed. MBHD. Ash pick, of course. Wants to play heavily for the poke. Orisa, the tanker choice for Jinx. See if this is a problem or not for Booga. As he'll just leave. Doesn't want to take the fight. It's an issue, though, is you don't have higher for it. So you might as well find an int target. Charge rules you can. Or just die as fast as you can. Torval is a crazy investment here. Yes, you do get Jinx. But do you even have any supports? I don't know why Bones ripped that. I guess he's swapping off Torb, maybe? But these are the options of the actions of somebody who's swapping. We'll see, because that's what I really want to keep my eye on. Haya getting picked there first made it a little bit harder than you'd maybe want. And MB gets just cooked as well. Booga mirrors out the Orisa, so we're close to mirror. And speaking of mirrors, we've mirrored the picks as well. Both teams trading out their Sojans. So it's all about the Torb value. All about what Bones and NRG can do. It's been NRG's map so far. Bones, don't die to the turret, you sausage. He's had his overload forced out to that, at least. Kitsu makes Jinx in a bit of an awkward spot. The cleanse will be forced out, but at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world. Aku lives on an absolute prayer and a sliver of HP, but Bones doesn't live at all. It's getting pushed on that lane by 2 members. Unfortunately, it's too much. The beat comes through, though. And with low HP on Jinx, surely you can find that trade back. That's what they're desperately trying to find, and they'll be able to get it. But Booga as well, being out of LOS far higher for a second is just too much. We need to see people just run at somebody, I feel like, because all this poking back and forth is only going to favor the aggressors. 10% left to go. GTB finds a necessary kill. But guys, this is last fight territory. You need this one right now. You can't poke forever. So they'll be able to find that flip, but last fight territory. And, of course, you know it. Bones, you gotta live, man. Like, chill. So if you're Lil Ducks, all you gotta do is, bank for 1. Maybe eco the next fight, walk into the one after that with 3 ults. That's what I would look to do. We'll see if they have any different thoughts. OC popped. See what he finds. We mirror it out from the side of MBHD. Both Sojans finding a somewhat lack of value. Beat now as a continuation. The Kitsu will find similar value. Oh, that looks like it's going to be it. Booga, Bones, GCB all falling down. NB in the Kitsu is dangerous for sure, but not enough to 1v5. 2-1 now. Lil Duck's able to strike things back. They ban Booga Sigma, and it all kind of goes to shit if you're a GT3. I'm not sure about the GT3 Juno ban as well. I think with the style that GT3 play, then it would have been probably cleverer for them to just keep it in. Play the has with it in. And they would have been able to find some success. Because I think we see every single time we run in, then we just get obliterated. That's why we saw basically no Booga success. It was good G4. I should mention again, I am on 2 minutes delay, so I won't be responding to chat that much or that frequently. Let's take another gander at the stats of that map, because I've got nothing better to do. There we go. Here we go. So Booga had a bit of a stinker this time. He's been playing really strong before, but just couldn't. Just under way too much pressure. Look, NRG, Top Z, both on 10k damage. They were just blending up the front line. That shit was mad ugly. And, you know, obviously a bunch of elims as well. But, like, if Booga has a better map there, then honestly this probably goes, like, pretty close. Because GCB, Haya, they're both playing pretty reasonably. Bones and NBHG will kind of die as a result of Booga dying. But we would have had something much more competitive. So kind of how it works out sometimes. So this game gets to go a little bit longer. Get map number 4. Also, I gotta ask about that ban. I'm really not sure about that. Just waiting on these to come through. It's a lovely UI. Just only for when you're actually banning. It's a pretty shite UI for streaming, unfortunately. So we could wait another 30 seconds or so to see what teams elect to play. I don't remember what the map is, so we'll find that out in a second as well. Okay, there we go. So bans are finished. I'll tell you what in just a second, as I should be getting a lobby invite momentarily. Dude, I gotta stop solo casting. It gets so fucking boring when I solo cast. I swear to God. Oh, this is a relatively last minute decision, but when I'm back, hopefully I can start getting some actual guests on so we can have an interesting broadcast, rather than just me yapping to myself for an hour or two. Even I'm getting sick of the sound of my own voice. Each France are going to be coming up next. The bands are Torb and Juno again. Okay. Interesting. Not a sim ban? Well, I guess it would be GT3 ban Torb. Then Juno was banned against him because Lil Duck saw what happened. But I couldn't tell you for sure, to be honest. Oh, I do need to confirm, though, because I'm really not sure about that one. There we go. And we've got Lil Ducks on the left side, so I'm going to swap my sides again. There we go. Okay, guess if you ban Torb, Juno got banned against them. So, unfortunately, they trolled their bans a little bit on the last map. They do have the option to go towards, like, a BAPSIG, maybe? You go towards something like that. Because they can still Sigma here, but absolutely. But I think they are kind of getting worked in the bans a little bit. Map 1, Map 2, they were fine. Map 3, it's a goof that's going to cost them, I think. Okay. Let's see what we got. That is in-spawn trolling if I've ever seen it. Looks like they want to play more Hasmira, but this time figuring that without Torb, you can't go for any weird frontline shit. They'll find success. That's what GT3 like to do. I think it's a decent plan. They're pretty good at the Has overall. So too is Jinx, though. So too is Lil Duck, sorry. So this is going to be, I'd hope, a relatively competitive game of Overwatch. No one wants to get creative with it. No tracers. No double flex. Just the Genji Soj of the old style. See how Bones does actually, because he's had more than a couple good maps to start things out. Energy's poked low already. But it won't matter in the end. Normally see teams go for more of an aggressive setup on kind of bot side or cliff side. Neither of that is going to happen though. Energy is shoved into a lockup, but will be able to escape it by use of the deflectability. Oh, Jinx is looking pretty low and will go down. Booger's able to get the better of his opposite number. And now looks for more. Energy has to try and find a trade, but just doesn't see an opportunity. You might as well go reset here, mate. Because trying to live, I think, will just get you staggered out a little bit longer. There's very little chance here of winning out this fight. So he's stabling. Maybe if the respawns get here in time, it'll be enough. But maybe it won't equally. He has been able to stop them from getting much tangible distance, to be fair, so good job for energy. Wolves back and forth. Topsy gets the better of NB. Bones as well could go down, as he does drop low. Deflect and dash both forced out, but Jinx again, the one going down to Booga. Kitsu pop from Maya. And the beat's going to be the answer to it, as well as a rebeat from GTB. Aku goes down. Mayu probably not long for this world as well. And even though Bones dies for it, it's going to be finally Gas Tier 3 able to get some real distance on the bot and a stagger as well, dude. You had to push so far for that one. You had to push so far for that one. Bruger's in, by the way. He's like committed. Hazel is going to get more than a couple, actually. And with Jinx being caught out again. Dude, Jinx, this map is just getting the Booger experience from last map. It's literally as simple as that. But this time it's just because there's low healing rather than because there's low healing and infinity damage. Like, Jinx has like 3-4 deaths already. It's really peak for him. Which is why forward spawns comes through with like bags of time. Fucking oodles of it left in the bank. Okay, that is an issue, definitely. I think with no higher, Gas Tier 3 have had a lot of the pep removed from their step. You find a trade, that'd be lovely. But I don't think you will. Bones has Schroeder's cooldowns as well, so he's probably a dead man walking. Will do his best to survive, but needs the peel from Booga. Who's able to give it not long enough, though. I thought he thought, I think he had the Kiri healing, which he didn't. And so that's going to be some distance going back the other way. Yeah, especially with Bones dying. Yes, I feel like if they let Bones die, it would have been a better spot. But instead, trying to save him ended up costing them more. Okay, energy over the roof. Wants to maybe play the backline even. But with the OC, maybe Alex against it. Kitsu back and forth. But decides it's maybe not worth playing into. Idea I'd probably have to back him up on. Okay, Blade is pulled. That's a bold decision because he's 70 HP. He's just going to get murdered by anyone who looks at him sideways. He's 35 HP. And now he's dead. 1-for-1 isn't a bad trade by the looks of things. Who's even in this fight? Bones, apparently, who's been able to catch two. And the lead's to the favor of Gas Tier 3 forward spawns, I believe, not unlocked. So even though I don't believe GT3 will be able to play for the lead again, they won't be able to actually increase their amount of distance. They'll be able to maintain it at least. They'll have beat, they'll have downport. Their opponents will have much the same, but with an OC on top, it is most definitely ult advantage in favor of Lil Ducks. Positional advantage, though, is a different matter entirely. Because Aku Fastly is low HP and stacked on top of the rest of her team. Whereas Bones just eats up this space behind them. Beat doesn't catch Bones, which does make it a bit awkward as he dashes in. The opponents, of course, not having that same level of struggle. OC pop, Booga down. And that's going to be it. They spend everything, but they get their value from it. So I can't imagine you're too mad if you're Little Ducks. MB tries to down Car and gets his one, to be fair. I mean, Topsy does kind of get his lunch money stolen. And with the butt scratch now coming through, then they get forward spawns unlocked. There is time for a touch to come through from Gas Tier 3, I believe. They want to try and maintain this lead. Exactly what they're going to do. They're going to take care of Mayo as well. Booga just runs through and steals his lunch money. Looks for more. Maybe won't find it. But at the end of the day, finds enough. Bones goes 1-for-1. But numbers advantage still for GT3. Still got the lead. Still can play for it. Stakes a little bit higher than that previous fight. But other than that, its composition essentially the same. Love to see some ults coming through early here for GT3. Before their opponents have their own tools. So we just mirror out the rushes. Booga's a little bit lower so far in his counterpart, but Jinx is being put in the blender. Topsy, though, gets just a straight-up kill onto DCB. It's a huge amount of value in not finding here otherwise. MBHD is able to find the OC onto top Z before it expires. So they do have numbers advantage now. Of course, GTB will also be back fast. Their HP very low as Booga goes for the bot steal, but it leaves the rest of his teammates just to go die, unfortunately. So he's able to get some extra distance. And also, considering he's playing Has here, if he dies on cart, well, I was going to say he had some power to get some kills here as well. But instead, he just staggers himself out a little bit more as well. Who's OBS? My dumbass, that's why it looks so shit. I would love to get different OBSs all the time, but, you know, people got life to do, and I'm too broke to pay people, so... Yeah, it happens, unfortunately. So, you gotta make do. Beat. Comes through. Beat Blade. Won't catch too much. NB. Not there. Hazel invested for Jinx, who will get a catch. But, oh, what a boop. GTB doing his best to keep him alive, and they'll survive over the moment. Bones out on the Blade, doing his best to be involved, but is not able to get much. So, instead, it's going to be most of GT3 falling by the looks of things. Waiting for a moment where there's enough weakness on either side to actually commit. It seems like the OC is going to be it, but Aku is taken care of in the backline. Just removed by Bones. Topsy finds the trade. Jinx gets numbers at advantage. Buka goes in with his Hazel. Something he's particularly proud of. He doesn't get a catch, and Topsy's able to find the trade. So they're going to be distanced now on the cart. Probably lead going in favor of Little Ducks now. When time's getting lower as well, this is fantastic for them. Map number 5 could be on the cards. Poking down main. Ward off makes it kind of hard, and all the reels has been thrown into Jinx to keep him active. The same could be said for Booga too, but unfortunately he just doesn't last long enough. It's as simple as that. GTB as well falls, and that's going to be a larger lead in favor of Little Ducks. Investing the Kitsu as well. I know you mirror it out, but things not going so well for GT3. Like I mentioned, I do think the lack of the Juno is going to be an issue for them. Poke down main. Not connecting just yet. Bones is in a bit of an awkward spot. He's going to do his best to live. Because if Energy finds that kill, it's kind of cooked. Beat comes through from Aku. GTB re-beats. It's all on to this Has to try and find a kill. Because otherwise we could be seeing even a full cap come through. 30 seconds left to go. And it's still just like consistent kills in favor of Little Ducks. Okay, Booga should be able to touch at least on that Malga. He sprints towards. But how long does he last? Well, that's the real question. He's doing his best. Bones gets taken down by the opposing Blade as Energy just hacks, slashes, and removes Gas Tier 3. Little Ducks take us all the way to map number 5. Making it just so competitive every single time. That map was closer, to be fair, but in the end, it seemed like a bit of a collapse from GT3, unfortunately. Let's, there we go. There's the stats up as well. This is what we got. Not much chance for the DPS of Gas to really get in. I think Booga's just taking up a bunch of resources, so they weren't really getting the help that they kind of needed. Because that seems that's where the big gap is, at least with my Ooga Booga brain looking at the stats. Because these aren't, like, unquestionably bad death counts, you know? This is a bit marginal, though. Healing and damage seem pretty reasonable. In fact, there's more healing on the side of Gas. I think it's just not a stylistic matchup you really love to see. Is that Lee Zhang I thought we're going to next? I'll have to wait and see. Okay, Juno can no longer be banned, so Gas will have that option in for sure. go towards a has-ban even, just try and hard play Sig if they wanted. But they're running out of time here to close things out. I'm running out of time as well. I was supposed to be gone and out 10 minutes ago, technically. But it's not all that deep. Okay, I love when these bans come through eventually. I don't go all day. We'll be able to see them all in just a second. And yeah, bans are done. Go. Because normally these lineups have been finalized incredibly quickly. Nobody has any real subs that they actually want to end up making 99% of the time. Here we go. Numbane and we're Diva and Break. So second Diva ban we've seen, and the Break ban is pretty standard. On Numbane, if your Break player isn't all that comfortable, so I'm assuming it was like Diva from GT3, Break from Lil Ducks. That's my gut feeling, at least. Okay, let's go into the map then, so you can actually see what the fuck we're going to be playing for. Map number 5, 2-2 between Lil Ducks and GT3. And we've got to wait and see exactly how this is going to work. So, attacking for for GT3, sorry. Lil Ducks going to be starting on the defense. Comps are pretty reasonable, honestly. The Torb that's been finding so much success for Energy. Ash has run on the longer silence makes sense. Curious why we don't see more of a poke heavy backline. I get there's no break, but you can still go for like Juno Lucio here if you wanted. But no, they want to go for the Kiryu. They've got the option to go towards Juno, of course, at any point. Bones on the Tracer when you're attacking, I guess that makes sense. Okay. Let's get started. Pokes a fire exchange. Bones makes no secret of his presence in the backline. As Energy just goes for a bit of an over peak there. MPHD gets some very nice damage onto him, but no more than that. Booga going to do his best to stay alive. Topsy is traded out. Jinx will see if he's got hit. Not much. Okay, takes care of Booga, but is that enough as his team just falls around him? This time the GT3 style of hard in on your Malga or your Hazard, sorry, just works out for him. Surely this is something you can get pretty easily. It's at 100 HP Jinx. But Bones conserves his life as well. That's pretty reasonable. GCB. Got to do his best to stay alive. There is some effort of a recontest, but Jinx being so low. Yes, he is cleansed. Yes, Haya is dead. But surely that's going to be it, right? The cap still continues to come through. Jinx gets another touch. But he's constantly low HP. He's constantly critical. And the jagged block is good. But it's just not good enough. There's the cap. 5 minutes on that time bank. A gargantuan one for GT3. And a great start to a map which they desperately need, of course. A series that they were very comfortable heading into. Very confident. But have been stymied somewhat. No swaps just yet. We are getting closer and closer to those ultimates. I mean, if that fight 4.1 went any longer, we would have seen beats. We would have seen Kitsus. But not just yet. Just see what Bones is up to, actually. Trying to break this orb turret. Dealing all of 12 damage to it. Energy's caught. The pulse bomb is flubbed by Mad of the Boop. And GCP goes down as well. Jinx is able to find a 2-piece. And, yeah, Gassier 3 for now is stopped. Don't matter too much. They Kitsu'd in. They traded for a Pulse Bomb. Oh, no. You know? NB being on the Ash, I guess, does allow you to just get a little bit more free damage in. See if that's something that's is more comfortable for him. Has ult coming through for Booga. At least gets out that cleanse. A beat engage on top of the Torbolt does just mean we trade beats back and forth. Both teams are just cycling all their check marks, but at the end of the day, nobody's actually going down. Closer spawns for Gassy 3 means that if anyone does, we go 1-for-1, it's going to favor them. But it doesn't matter all that much, right? If nobody actually ends up dying. Just waiting for an opportunity, waiting for a go button. Finally, they found it as a Kunai Connect, finally. It's a hard engage onto the backline. There's about 100 damage done to all of them apiece, but Booga's just not able to stay in long enough against that many players. I mean, Bones can continue to annoy, to harass, to harangue, but we can't actually kill, and that is the issue here. But they're getting the distance on the bot. That was what matters. Jinx. Oh my. MB just gets 2-tapped, I think, by NRG. You just gotta back up now if you got C3. You gotta run. You've got to wait until you R5 again, because this time bank will degrade rapidly. Now, we started with 5 minutes. 2 minutes 10 now gone, and they've got one corner at least. But they want time heading into number 3. What is Bob doing in the backline here? Like, we get 1-for-1, higher for NRG, but you do take that most day of the week. MB gets the second one, actually. Oh, 3 kills for the Ashe in the fight, but it might just not be enough. You'll be heartbroken if you are the Ashe of Gassier 3, as Bones now the next to try and clutch it. Gets another one. He's got most of his HP and a recall to boot, as well as a pulse from a stick would be perfect, and he lands it, but all it'll do is force the cleanse. Oh, it was so damn close, but still doesn't end up working out for Gassier 3. They have new respawns here. They have another wave. They've got a Booga downpour that won't get too many catches, and instead their opponents will. Okay, Jinx, you gotta stay alive. Beat comes through. And it's fully kited. Very little value found from it. See what they can do now. The GCB will have a beat momentarily. Will help you scale into the backline, something you've been historically struggling to do. MB just farming damage onto Jinx. Breaks the turret as well for good measure. Allows Bones that freedom. They begin pushing. We can beat that. But they don't like the coverage. They decide not to beat it. They just want to wait it out. That cost them Bones. I'm really curious why we don't sound barrier that. But we go late? If you trade onto Akko, it's maybe worth. But she's low, not dead. That's the problem. Booga just goes down. I have no idea about that beat. I can't lie. That feels really questionable to me. Okay. Booga's went sick. This has been his pick that has worked out in favor of him basically every time they've struggled. They're struggling now. OC pops, mirrored out now. See if NB gets the better of this duel. Doesn't seem like it. Both just kind of kite each other. Good damage. Everybody's kind of low. But low's just not enough. Jinx. Oh, if you hit the rock, that'd be a necessary kill. But unfortunately, he's still going to stay active. And NB has his lunch money stolen. Kitsu pops, but with the beat means they won't have a chance of finding a kill just yet. They keep forcing. They keep fighting. But they just keep losing members. Another kill for Topsy. Gassier 3 looks to be stopped by the second point. NB on the Tracer does his best, but his best unfortunately just isn't enough as Mayo finds a clean double kill. Wow, I gotta say, that's kind of nuts. The reverse sweep, just a couple fights away. They need, what, 3? Yeah, GT3 can absolutely hold here. But, you know, will they? I'm not sure. That was a brutal shutout on second point. They really should have been able to cap that more than a couple times. For one of you, they're going to be kicking each other. I can only assume about some of the mistakes they made. Okay. Okay, our setup is, again, pretty standard. The Soj rather than the Ashe is interesting. I guess MB doesn't like the pressure he's been under. A little bit less greedy, but I prefer it overall. Attack comp is going to be exactly the same. Okay, heavy right side walk here, actually. This is very aggressive of a rotate. Normally see some people swing main at least. We see how GT3 attempt to respond to that. Aku needs to die here as GCB's already dead. Druga's just flattened as well. Surely they're tilted or something because this is a totally different team to who we sort of start out this game. First point just evaporates for them. GCB overextends. Booga's instantly gone Sigma. Do you get any swaps to support that, or are you just going to be playing with the carry? Seems to be just with the carry like they did before. It seemed better for them. But bear's just not good enough. Trying to get the angle in. Is energy. And Booga is going to be annoyed by that, most definitely. A couple of dinks just keeps him softer than he really would have liked. You need to full clear this guy. You need to deal with him, and instead it's Bones who goes down. That's so goofy. GCB as well. I mean, this GT3 roster just seems so indecisive. They got ideas, but they're executing 2 or 3 seconds too slow. So they just kind of go down. They're caught on these super sloppy rotations. Five minutes to hold. One fight to hold. I mean, this looks all over with the crying. Reverse sweep. Could just be one fight away. But NB finds a necessary hold. A necessary kill. As long as he's not traded, then they're kind of out of the danger zone, at least for now. But this is like going from Normandy to the Somme. Yeah, it's a little bit less squeaky bum time, but it's going to be an absolute slog to try and complete. No less taxing, no less grueling. Okay. The Sig does look better for GT3 for what it's worth. They're also going to be slightly better for the aggressors. You know, they have had the momentum on their side. You'd like that rail to connect, but if it doesn't, oh, no bother. Once that Flux is online, though, I'm assuming it will be generally better ults for GT3. OC pops. Pressure onto NRG. Flux pops, but you lose MBHD for it. Okay, Booga gets his one. There we go. Mayo going down means that should be enough. There's just a huge lack of healing, right? The spawns being so close means you kind of need to get an exit. You're able to escape the downpour with the kinetic grasp, but you lose a lot of HP for it, and the repressure is just so much. Okay, it looks like they've been able to hold on to things. Hold on enough at least to continue. Continue to play. Haya leaves, cleanses himself. It's a lack of resources that will come back to bite you later. But Bones and NB are still respawning. All the damage in the world is Booga's. He's got to be the one. He rocks nothing. Looks for it. Beat now forced to keep everything active, and the Torval as well will buy them the space that they need. 2 minutes now gone from the bank. 3 more left to go. Ults skint for both of these two teams. Gotta make sure Bones is staying alive, staying active. Higher. Oh, dear God. That's not the kill you've been giving over at all. We need to find a trade and find it now. Booga doesn't seem capable of it, honestly, as he's also The second player to fall. GCB the third. Folks, I said it was all over but the crying a couple of minutes ago, but now it really is. The car is going to roll through towards the end. No remaining member of GT3 can recontest, and a reverse sweep from Lil Ducks. Fuck me sideways. You don't see that every day. That is kind of nuts, no? Like... Damn. I'm actually gobsmacked. Shit's actively nuts. Well, that's going to be everything I got for you today then. A game that I kind of thought would be a quick and clean 3-0 ended up going the full Monty. And not even in the direction that I thought. It was a very fun stream. Thanks for all the support, for the gifted sub, the follows, all that shit. Like I mentioned, I will be going on a short-ish break. I'll be back Thursday, Friday-ish. But yeah, make sure you keep your eyes peeled for that. And I'll see you guys in the next stream. Adios.